Hey guys, I'm back to talk about the San Diego Virtual Comic Con footage that we got of Lower Decks. So hopefully you guys will join me. Hopefully we will discuss Lower Decks, the clip that we got, and yeah. And if not, then whatever. We'll hang out. We'll have a good time. 4 people here, 7 people here. No likes yet. Hit the like button, guys. So let's see what we got here. I gotta pull up my. No, I don't want you to help me, Siri. Thank you. Pull up the comments here. This better be important, says Matt. Is it though? I mean, have you seen the footage from San Diego Comic Con yet, Matt? Let me pull up the chat here, and then we will get going. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but they did a Star Trek Universe panel at San Diego Comic Con, virtual San Diego Comic Con. They did a table read with the Discovery crew or cast, and that was interesting. Some of them were really phoning it in and didn't want to be there by the looks of it, but that's okay. And then we got a little bit of a look at Lower Decks, like the first couple minutes of the first episode. And I gotta say, I'm excited for Lower Decks still. That being said, the footage was a little bit in your face, a little gregarious, a little bit too ramped up almost. Yes, Romulan whiskey is absolutely right. And yeah, we got a good looking starbase. I love the way it starts. With the captain's log, we got a starbase. We got a few look like new style ships, and we get to see the Cerritos in space dock, and it's pretty fantastic. Then we see the bridge crew and pan over, and you got the female captain who turns around. And you're like, we just heard a captain's log, and they're talking about second contact, and you know they make sure a second contact's actually more important than first contact because they make sure the name of the planet is spelled right. They find all the good places to eat, and there's some really fun little nuggets in there. And then he, of course, gets found out with his pad, and he's making a captain's log, and she wants to hear it, and she's like, "I can't believe you're wasting your shore leave on this." So they're on shore leave, but they're on a ship in space dock. So I'm not quite sure what that's about. She's all over the place. She's been drinking Romulan whiskey, and you'd think it'd be green, but it's blue. And it's like, yeah, well, that stuff's not illegal. So she's got a bin full of stuff, one of which is a batleth, and she's like motor mouthing it. She's just going the whole time, and eventually whips out the batleth. Said I got it from a Klingon with an eye patch, and she starts swinging the blade, and she slices a chunk of his leg off. So I don't know if you guys have seen this. I want to get your thoughts on it. What do you guys think about it? As I said, I still am looking forward to Lower Decks quite a bit. The footage kind of threw me off a little bit, though. It was a little bit. She didn't really impale him. Impaling is like thrusting through. She like filleted his leg. So it's an animated Orville, says Matt. Yeah, pretty much, and that's fine with me. I love it. Then we also got to hear from Mike McMahon in this panel, and he's the creator, obviously, and he was saying that they stick to canon. They like canon. They don't. And that's what they said in Vegas too, that they kind of respect the canon. And that's cool because, I mean, from what we've seen so far, looking at all that they've done with that show so far, it seems the most canon accurate to any of the new Star Trek we've got so far. So I'm really looking forward to it. I know it's kind of off the wall, wacky, but I think it'll be fun. And yeah, it's got the Orville vibe to it, a little bit of Futurama, a little bit of Family Guy kind of feel. Rick and Morty, possibly. I know it is by the same creators. But it was a little bit too fast paced, in your face. So I'm kind of worried a little bit. I don't think it's going to all be like that. At least I hope not. We did get some behind or extra photos of the show, and you see like there's a chart where she's got like the red lines connecting everything. You got the salt monster. You've got a Tholian, or one of the creatures or aliens from the animated series. You got humpback whales. You've got Klingon. You've got a whole bunch of stuff on this wall that she's connecting the dots with. So I don't know if there's like, I'm sure there'll be time travel things. They've also let it slip too that there is extensive use of the holodeck. So again, I'm excited, but I'm my excitement that I had going into it's kind of tempered a little bit with the clip I saw. I'm still excited to see it, but I don't want it to be so fast paced. Let's not breathe between our sentences kind of humor. I think that might be a little too much. That being said, with the kind of animation it is and who's in charge, that's what I'm concerned about. So we'll have to see. They're like half-hour long episodes. It does start on August 6th, so it's coming up. And of course, we'll be covering them. We'll be reviewing them here on Trekyards. We'll also be having our, anything cool in the episode. We'll be having our short little videos talking about those during the week as well. So you'll have lots of content from Lower Decks from us. So anyway, let's get to the comments and see what you guys are saying. Now, guys, don't forget to hit that like button. We got 42 of you here with 23 likes. We can do better than that. Hit that like button, get that thumb up. If you guys want me to make sure I read your comment or question, best way to do that is super chats. It also helps the channel out and supports us and keeps bringing this content back to you guys. I was originally going to do this video last night, but things came up and I just didn't get around to it. So, and thank you, Matt, for leaving one like. That's all I ask from everybody, just one like. So yeah. So this is maybe a day late, this video, but that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. Forgot to bring a drink up. So anywho, I'll read some of the comments. I don't want to get too far behind, so I'm going to kind of start near the end here. And if you said something earlier in the chat that you want me to see, by all means, type it back in. Or best way to make sure it gets right on the air or whatever is the super chat. So you're also joining the channel at the rank of commander, captain, or admiral to instantly outrank Samuel and myself. It's also a great way to support the channel. And there's a lot of stuff down in the description. So you know the routine, guys. If you can, please do. Kate McCarthy, Trekyards. I noticed that you mentioned Tarek and Sebek are the Romulans from Picard in a previous live stream. They're actually my own original characters. Oh, well, there you go. I'm sorry, I must have been confused. That happens sometimes when I'm tired or when I'm not tired. So, Matt Deckard. So there's hope for a I think you mean Shatner cameo as Kirk from the past. Oh, I'm sure there is. I don't think he'll do it, but we'll see about that. Kitty Car, the space dock looked great. Reminded me of the good old days. The excitement with comedy is not there. Not a Rick and Morty person, but I like the ship aesthetic, if that makes sense. Makes absolute sense, Katie. I love the ship aesthetic. The more I see that ship, the more it grows on me. Seeing space dock is great. Seeing the interiors, the Elcars, the bridge, it all looks good. It all looks canon correct. I'm not a fan of Rick and Morty either. I'm sure I would really love it if I watched it, but I can't get by the whining from Marty and the burping from, or the whining, I don't know who the hell's who. Morty's the kid that whines, and Rick is Rick, there we go. And he's always burping. I can't get by that for the first few episodes, so I haven't actually watched a lot of the show. I have seen episodes that are a little bit newer, and they've kind of toned that down. So I'm sure I'd really love the show. I just really need to get into it. So I'm kind of the same boat you are. I like the looks of it. I like that they're trying to maintain a canon feel, and it's definitely the most Star Trek thing we've got lately from them. But the humor's maybe not in my ballpark. That being said, I do really love like Family Guy, Futurama, that kind of humor. So Doc Civil, did you see a preview scene or first episode of Lower Decks? just the preview scene that they released at San Diego Comic-Con, or at least the virtual San Diego Comic-Con at home. It's on YouTube. It's like an hour and 14 minutes. They talk about Discovery Season 3, then Lower Decks, then what's it end with? My brain is not working. Yeah, they end with Lower Decks. And then they start with the announcement that Star Trek Prodigy is now officially a thing. And Star Trek Prodigy is the Nickelodeon kids show that they're going to have exclusively on Nickelodeon. So I don't know how that's going to pan out for even being here in Canada. If that'll be available on this CTV Sci-Fi, I'm not sure. But it basically follows a group of teenagers who find a starship and go on their own missions to explore. So I'm not sure what era that's going to be in or anything, but it is officially called Star Trek Prodigy. So there's a lot in the panel that they talk about. Oh, they talk about Picard too, obviously. That's the other one I was thinking of. So they do a table reading for Discovery, then they talk about Lower Decks, and then they go on to Picard and talk to the actors from Picard and ask about Season 2 and a whole bunch of cool stuff there. So it's actually a pretty interesting watch if you're into that kind of thing. So check it out. 59 people here, 39 likes. Guys, hit that thumbs up. Fleet Paw Swiftback, $2. Hail Foley, Captain of the Nerds. Well, thank you. They make a Martok reference. Oh, the Klingon with the eye patch. He doesn't really have an eye patch, though. But yeah. Mark Philippe, I'm okay with the live being tonight. I don't have to go to bed early, LOL. Well, there you go. Yeah, just last night didn't quite pan out for me. Tonight wasn't looking good either, but I thought, screw it. I'm not going to bother scheduling it. I'm just going to go do it because I have time. And if I don't do it, I'm going to sit down on my ass and be lazy. And I don't want to do that. I'd rather be here with you guys. So. Cade MacArthur, I subscribe to both Anti-Trekker and The Reloaded. Do I have a problem? No. They're both good people. You know, I watch Anti-Trekker more than Low Reloaded these days, but I know them both, and they're both great. So, no, you don't have a problem. But you might. Eric Grant, $5. Where'd you get the cool warp core on your nightstand? Excellent channel. Keep up the great work. Well, I wouldn't call it a nightstand. It's an end table, first of all. And that's from ThinkGeek. Back when ThinkGeek existed. It's actually a phone charger for your car. Plugs into the cigarette lighter, so I got a little adapter for the wall. But it's got 2 USB ports on the back, so that's where I got that from. Matt Deckard, you look a bit tan. I probably am. Not yesterday, but yeah, it was yesterday. Yesterday. I was out in the driveway all day because I had some issues with the Camaro. I got a little bit of a power issue, electrical wise. So me and my buddy Paul were out there and we're in the sun. And then today I was sitting out back and I also cut the lawn and stuff. So I might be a little bit tan. Could just be the lighting. Who knows? Canadian Starship. If it's Nick, I wouldn't be surprised if it's available on Treehouse. I mean, maybe that. All of the Star Trek shows, whether they're exclusive to Netflix or Amazon Prime or whatever, have always been on CTV Sci-Fi. Discovery is not on Crave here in Canada, but Picard is on Crave. But they were all shown on regular broadcasts on CTV Sci-Fi. So, and I know Lower Decks is going to be as well. So I'm not sure how the Nickelodeon show is going to work, but we'll have to see. Matt Decker, Douglas Station sounds smaller than a starbase, but it's massive. Okay. Let's see. Chuck Arnowitz Chang. Yeah, well, he's dead at this point. As they said, this happens in 2380. It happens right after the events of Nemesis, that time period. So that's when Lower Decks is set. So Chang would be dead. ENGO9 is here. Hello. How's it going? Kitty Car, question. What is Romulan ale opposed to Romulan whiskey? I thought it was always ale. Yeah, I did too. So the whiskey thing is a new thing. I hope it's not the same thing. I hope it's something different. But considering it's blue, it's probably just Romulan ale. Calling it Romulan whiskey is kind of stupid, in my opinion. Mr. Captain 93, you only watch Anti-Trekker because you like taking off your shirt for him. Ha 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 ha. Yes, that's exactly why. Matt Deckard, any worries that your warp core will overload and destroy Canada? None at all. We got the finest crews that maintain this and keep it operating perfectly. Kate MacArthur, Trekyards, what if Tarek, female Romulan, and Sebek, male Romulan or Vulcan, were relaxing in a hot tub together, and then Sebek notices the hot tub isn't plugged in? That would be craziness. Craziness would ensue. Ozzy says, Captain Foley, we need we need some of that new Romulan ale whiskey. Yes, we do. Donnie Pearson, Trekyards, hello again, Stuart and all. This among the live streams I am watching. This is among the live streams I'm watching. Well, that's good. Let's see, we got 50 likes with 65 people here. That is awesome, guys. We hit 50 right away. That's cool. Thank you very much. If you haven't hit like yet, though, and you're one of the 14 people that's there that hasn't, please hit like or consider. And don't forget, if you can super chat, that would also be greatly appreciated and help us out immensely. Tomorrow we've got a Fleet Yards. We got a Fleet Yards mission briefing back tomorrow. So Fleet Yards is coming back tomorrow. That's our spin-off show where we talk about other sci-fi franchises other than Star Trek. Tomorrow's quite an interesting one, but I'll save that for tomorrow so you guys can see what it is. So, the list of Jericho. We should press charges for what she did. She could have nicked an artery, or he should have. Yes, I know. It's the inside of the leg, and I'm thinking, femoral artery, you's going to die. But no. Livy Julius, $5. Hi, sorry I'm late. Didn't know you were going to be live. I know, I didn't schedule it. I'm sorry, Olivia. I just like going live sometimes on my own, so hopefully you're okay with that. I do apologize, though, for not letting you know. Mr. Captain 93, let's be honest. Star Trek is 85% of CTV sci-fi content, which I have no issues with. Yeah, it absolutely is. Star Trek's on like pretty much all afternoon and sometimes well into the evening on CTV sci-fi. And I also have no issues with it at all. Mark says, I know there was a Klingon, I can't remember the name, in STO that had an eye patch. Maybe it's an STO reference. Very well could be. It very well could be. Thomas, the ship is growing on me, but that humor in the trailer is off-putting. The trailer didn't bother me. It was this clip that they showed. She's like all over the place, and she's loud and doesn't shut up. I hope her character's not like that constantly, because that'll just get irritating really quick. I'm hoping it's because she was drinking, because she said she had been drinking, and he hadn't, but he should be, she said. So she's been drinking the Romulan whiskey. So, I mean, we know as soon as, that's the way Romulan ale works. That's why it's illegal. As soon as it touches your tongue, as soon as it touches the pores in your tongue, it goes immediately into your blood system, so you get drunk instantly. That's why it's illegal. So maybe that's why she's acting like that. It's only the first like minute or 2 minutes of the first episode that we see. So, I mean, there's that. I wasn't super impressed, but I also wasn't upset by it. It was just kind of like, oh, if this is going to be the whole thing, it's going to get tiring really quick. Kate MacArthur, Trekyards, it's actually Tarek's fart bubbles. God. Colin Barrett, I like what I've seen so far from Lower Decks. It's like South Park in space without the bad language. Wouldn't compare it to South Park. Like I said, I think the best analogy is Futurama meets Orville meets Family Guy meets American Dad meets maybe Robot Chicken. Justin Hampton, liked the sneak peek, laughed a few times, LOL, plus the space dock scene so on point. Yes, and I've got that space dock in my thumbnail, and it's almost identical to the one we see in Star Trek 3, but it's actually like smoothed out some of the lines. There's a few different shapes in there, but it looks fantastic. I'm super stoked for that. Canadian starships, Star Trek, and Stargate. Yep. Squadricourse is Romulan vodka made from Riemann potatoes. I don't see why not. The Darth Eddy. Can we tell yet if the bridge view screen is a window or a TNG style flat screen display? That we're not sure of. When we looked at the Cerritos, it looks like there might be a window at the front of the bridge module on the outside. So honestly, it's probably a window just because since 2009, that's just a thing that happens all the time now. So unfortunately, yeah, that's probably what it is. It better be a goddamn view screen though. But I don't think it is. I don't think it is. And that's a shame. The list of Jericho, she was definitely drunk. Mr. Captain 93, I'd be interested in seeing the Cerritos in a live action Trek. Yeah, that would be cool. I'm wondering if it's going to make an appearance in Star Trek Online now. I'm pretty sure it will. I wonder if they're going to have some kind of weird crossover thing where they have avatars and stories for Lower Decks in Star Trek Online, but it looks like the show, like animated, where your avatar goes through some kind of dimensional, I don't know. They'll come up with something, I'm sure, but that'd be kind of neat. Matt says the Romulan whiskey must be why your uniform is coming off too. Her uniform. And there's nothing wrong with that. As she said to him, this is how you're spending your shore leave. I don't think they're actually on active duty. She's got the flap open. She's got the sleeves pushed up. And from most of the character things we've seen of her sleeves are pushed up. So she's more of a casual, like, get down and dirty, she needs to get to work kind of thing. So maybe she always dresses like that. I don't know. Chris Tenario, what if the Star Trek Lower Decks is canon with Jerry Smith, writer of Interdimensional Cable? Who's Jerry Smith? I don't know what to say to that. The list of Jericho. I thought Romulan ale was illegal because of trade embargoes like Cuban cigars in the U.S. That's one of the reasons, yes. But it's also because it's dangerous to humans. Because as soon as you drink it, it's into your bloodstream, and it's pretty potent. So, did you notice Tasha Yara's spiked ball glove in the storage box? I did. Yes, I did, Mike. Matt again says they need to make a good Romulan ale story about an admiral that drank it on a diplomatic mission where he pissed himself and started a war. What better show to do that in than Lower Decks, where they're a second contact ship? So they go to the planet, they're meeting with the planetary leaders, and yeah, one of them's drunk. That'd be fine. Olivia Julius, $5. Are you going to do a mission briefing on the other starships down in the clip? Or shown in the clip? Yes, once we get high resolution images of them. Right now, the ones we got, when you zoom in, very, very pixely and not good. We need like good 1080 or better quality video and bigger ships. We need to see them better because we don't want to just release a really blurry image. We'll see about that. Me and Samuel have talked about that a little bit, whether we should, but yes, we definitely will once we see the ships a little bit closer up, I think. Chris, what if maybe a HUD window? Well, yeah, they are. All of them are from 2009 to Discovery. They're all a window with a heads-up display that can have like different view screen elements, which is fine, but for 50 years, or until 2009, no starship in Star Trek had a window for the main view screen. It was a view screen. So But yeah, they definitely have heads-up monitors. So Cerritos, that's what I said. Matt, I'm sick of people correcting me on my saying of it. I know I said it wrong the first time, but since then I've been told it's basically Doritos, or the Doritos, um, Cerritos, whatever, Cerritos. That's what it's going to be called. So deal with it. ER, are you shilling for this cartoon? Yeah, absolutely. I totally am. The CBS paychecks are rolling in. Like I said, the Lamborghini's it's being delivered next week. Um, had to wait a little bit longer because I had to get the solid gold plating on it. So, absolutely shilling for the cartoon. No, I just like what I've seen so far. I understand a lot of people don't, and that's fine. Just because I like something doesn't mean I'm a shill. I get so sick of that fucking statement. It just pisses me off. We can say that when we have to do a discovery review, that we like certain elements of it and we hate certain elements of it. And in the comments of the same video, people will be like, "Oh, you're obviously shills," or "Why are you such haters?" So people hear what they want to hear. So if you want to hear that and think that, then please go ahead. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Cautiously optimistic, as I've said. It's the most canon looking thing we've got from New Trek so far. Sure, the humor might not be to everybody's liking, but whatever. I like that kind of humor, so I'm looking forward to it. Um, Ryan K. Technically, there is a bridge window on the D. Just look up. Yeah, exactly. I'll admit that. I'll admit that. Um, Mark, I like the flap on the Wrath of Khan uniforms, and I'm glad these new uniforms have them. I do too. I think it's a good idea. They really look sharp on the TNG ones, and I really like the new uniforms on lower decks. They look really good. Mr. Captain 93, ever wonder in the Star Trek universe, in between the episodes, the time we as viewers don't see, what the hell does the captain do on the bridge? Just sit in the chair and play with his iPad. Pretty much. It's like you get the exciting episode things, and it's like set course for blah 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 whatever warp 6. And you get the credits, and you see the ship leave, and then it's like everybody just sitting there like, ah. Whew. Yes, that was a rough week, eh? All that shit happened. Hmm. ETA. 5 hours, 58 minutes. Gotcha. Can we pull up asteroids or Pac-Man or something on the view screen? Are you guys opposed? You wanna? I'll challenge you to Mario Kart. Is that good? Yeah. What do they do? I don't know. To list of Jericho, Archer had that issue with his dog peeing on a planet. Yeah, where he had to do the little ritual, and he had to lay out all the little logs in a certain pattern to apologize. Mr. Captain 93, did you find the rubber duck on the Cerritos yet? No, I looked on the MSD, I couldn't see it. The Enterprise D had a rubber duck and had a Nomad and had a Porsche and had a DC-10 plane and had one or two other little things. So yeah. 82 people watching with 74 likes. That's awesome, guys. Make sure you hit the like button if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it. Matt Deckard, $5 for Earther whiskey. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I will have to go and indulge myself later. Mike Bravo, it would be cool if they hit some subspace nonsense and turn into Star Trek TOS original animation for one episode. That'd be cool. The Filmation style. That'd be neat, actually. I can actually see that, yeah. Mr. Captain 93, is it really a window, or is it post 2009 Trek ships using transparent aluminum as a viewer? Haha. Doesn't matter. It's still a fucking window. If you can see outside with the power off, it's a window. transparent aluminum or not. I mean, when they designed the Discovery Enterprise, John Eves and Scott Snyder couldn't bring himself to put a window on that thing, but they wanted it. So the way he designed it was that it's actually a material that if you run electric current through it or whatever, you can make it totally, totally transparent or totally solid looking, and then have like a view screen inside. So it can go either way. Because his sensibilities would not allow him to just make it a window, because that's just dumb. So, and I agree with that. That's fine. Matt Deckard, I like the idea of the show too, and to be quite honest, I don't see the shill mindset with Trekyards. Thank you, Matt. Chris Tenario, what if Tom Paris modernized Discovery Shuttlecraft? I like the Discovery Shuttlecraft. I don't think they need to be modernized, but Furious Fun, Trekyards, I wore that shirt to work today. Red alert. Red alert. Mr. Captain 93, nothing wrong with liking the idea of lower decks. We are fans. Why the hell wouldn't you like? Because anything new is not good. Whiny little bitches. Especially judging something before you see it. Yeah, Phyllis Jericho. It's like Orville. They watch Seinfeld episodes on it while it wore. Area 51, Trekyards. I'm not crazy about the white stripe and the uniform. I could do without it, but otherwise fine. Yeah, that's probably the one thing that I would change to on it, but it looks good. I think it looks sharp actually with that there. Colin Barrett, what does the captain do between episodes? Why do you think there are things like captain's yachts, arboretum, and aquatic zones and bowling alleys on the ship? LOL. Yeah, but those are for your off time. What do you do when you're on duty? I'm sure he goes and sits in his ready room. Oh, I have important things to do. Number one, I'm going to go to my ready room and go play with my little crystal and those little orange things on my desk. Area 51, Pac-Man, all for say aye. Aye, all opposed. Nay, shut up, Wesley. Ryan K, I'm personally curious and we'll check it out. All I find on YouTube is videos hating on it, except you guys. It's kind of tiring. Yeah, tell me about it. I was pretty annoyed the first night that I did a reaction video to the Cerritos because of all the Cerritos, because of all the negativity. Yeah. Christian Yeager, the CP Ranger, give us how to give a new show a chance. Get your back, Cap. Got your back, Cap. Matt Deckard, it doesn't matter. It's still a felon window. I know. Chris Tenario, I want to see an EMH in lower decks. I'm pretty positive we will, to be fair. Mike Bravo, LOL on what happens after the enthusiastic engage at the end of encounter at PowerPoint. Let's see. Redneck Trekker, are we still talking Stargate? Hee. Not right now. Not currently, no. Although I did watch 2 episodes tonight, so. Matt Jackard, I do worry that it may make it hard to do more serious Trek animated series in the future. I'm excited, but if it's in universe, then it could break the universe a bit. Maybe. But I have no problem with them, branching out and trying something different and new with it. I have no issues with that. So, and like I said, it's probably going to be more. It's going to hold truer to canon than anything else we've got so far from New Trek. So, Colin Barrett, the lower decks uniform is available on eBay already. Oh wow, really? Area 51, or the captain sits in his ready room playing with Star Trek dolls. They're not dolls, they're action figures. Good old gamer. The universe won't break harder than humans becoming lizards going to warp 10. LOL. You know, I don't have much of an issue with Threshold as an episode. At the first part of the episode's great, where they try to break the warp 10 barrier and there's problems with Tom and they're not sure what it is. The last half is where it falls apart. It's not the worst episode of Star Trek ever. It's down there. It's close to the bottom of that list, but I know of a lot of other ones that I dislike a lot more than that one. So, Matt Deckard again. This may be easier. Su Ri Toss. That's how we say it in SoCal. Su Ri Toss. I know it's toast, like 3 toasts. But whatever. I'm going to say it how I say it. Zach, that was strange. I wish they would explain why they turned into lizards past warp 10. Mike Bravo, wonder if any TNG characters will cameo. I feel Barkley will pop in. I'm sure 1 or 2 of them will, at least voices, like over a comm channel or something. I don't know if they'll necessarily make an appearance on the show, like as in a character form, but you never know. You never know. Chris Tenario, what if Beavis and Butthead South Park movie is canon? Star Trek, all of the cursing. Anthony, Trekyards, anyone else let down by the latest Axanar sneak peek? CGI was awesome, but Peter's acting was terrible. Also not a fan of Rick and Morty Trek. Just not a fan of cartoons. And that's fair. I mean, not everybody likes that kind of thing. I haven't seen the new Axanar thing, so I can't tell you. I haven't checked that out yet. But yeah, not a lot of fans of cartoons, and not a lot of fans of that style of humor in a cartoon or show. So I totally get that. It is what it is, though. You know. Mr. Captain 93, do you think Starfleet has a Top Gun school for their top pilots? Probably. Top phaser. Or warp phaser. I don't know. Something. Stormhawk 427. I like the ensign giving the captain's log, but I need time to adjust to his friend. Yeah, that's what I mean. She was the part that bothered me about that. And I think it's just because she's drunk. It's her first introduction to her, so I hope she's not like that all the time, because I would punch her in the face with a shuttlecraft. Ryan K., where did you get that Enterprise cutaway poster? It looks good. That I got from Hobby Lobby in the States when I was over in Port Huron. It's actually done by Michael and Denise Okuda, and is in the Haynes manual for the Starship Enterprise. So, Matt Deckard, sure, never mind. I'll leave you an audio file. Please don't. Aaron Harvey already sent us, Samuel and myself, a auto commercial for the Cerritos Auto Mall, or the Cerritos car dealership place. So we've heard it pronounced about 15 times in that goddamn commercial alone. It'll start coming naturally once we hear it in the show and we hear other people say it. And don't worry, it's gonna be, you know what I'm talking about. So. Mr. Captain 93, are there any TOS aliens which have been not seen in any newer generations of Trek you'd like to see reintroduced? I'd like to see more of the Gorn. I know we got the Gorn in Inamir Darkly. It was kind of a stupid looking Gorn, but I would like to see more of the Gorn. Just trying to think. The Excalibans are cool. From the hell episode is that? The Excalibans, the big rock creatures, and not the Devil in the Dark ones, not the Horda. Those would be cool. I don't know, honestly. Colin Barrett, meh, who cares about the ship name? I thought it was USS Cheetos when I first saw it. It would have been a good Trump joke if it was. Redneck Trekker, I don't have a problem with someone trying to create a new Star Trek show, whether it be animated or not, as long as it is entertaining. I couldn't do either, so I respect the creators for trying. It's a good attitude to have, my friend. Chris Tenario, if it was Chakotay, I will capture the children of Tom Paris and Janeway and keep them as pets. Oh, good God. List of Jericho, I see those two becoming an item later on. Possibly. I mean, we got, what is her name? I just had it. The green lady from Lower Decks, Tendi. She's coming on board the ship, and she's new and exciting ensign, so who knows what kind of relationships will form. But the list of Jericho, Americans have a lot of nerve calling out pronunciation when they can't say Edinburgh right. Yeah, like, or Birmingham, not Birmingham, Birmingham. Norfolk, not Norfolk. Yeah, I hear ya. I hear ya on that one. Ozzy, I thought it was called Red Squadron when Wesley got hurt, and then the episode on Star Trek The Next Generation. I thought it was called, what you thought what was called Red Squadron? The Horde is. Redneck Trekker, I can say Edinburgh. Good old Kamer, I want a Gorn counselor. Tell me how you're feeling today. Are you still not sleeping? Reesby Davies, I really like the energy of the animation. It looks nice and smooth, but still has the right amount of detail. Yeah, the animation's better than I thought it would be. I remember first seeing it and not being a fan of the animation style, but it's actually, it's crisp, it's nice. I think it's going to grow on me as well, much like the ship that has. So, Chris Tenario, what if the ship is a recovered Enterprise desaucer section? Well, it's not. There's no way it will be. It's a lot smaller than the Enterprise, from what we've heard. It's also not an oval shape, and it's a round shape. And John Van Sitters has actually responded to that on Twitter and said, no, it's not. Simple. But there's a lot about the ship you guys don't know yet, he said. Apparently there are turbolifts in the struts to go down to the nacelles. So that's a thing that we learned. But yeah, it's not a recovered Galaxy class saucer. Area 51 Trekyards Tholians. Yeah, I would have said Tholians, but they said anyone that hasn't returned, and I was trying to think of ones that hadn't. I mean, the Gorn and the Tholian were in the same episode, Inamir Darkly, but I'm trying to think of other ones. Matt Deckard, I'm guessing we're back to work like Klingons. What? Canon is back. Yes, Canon is back. We're bringing Canon back. You other shows don't know what you've got. I don't know. There's a song there somewhere. Area 51. Well, we Americans are rebellious by nature and do our own thing. Just ask Samuel. Yes. The List of Jericho. In the Titan novels, they have a dinosaur-like alien as the Doctor. That's cool. Hazrez, I try to say Worcestershire sauce right all the time, and the British people I know get so uptight. LOL. That's a tough one for me even. Worcestershire sauce. Christian Jaeger, the CP Ranger. I have to go to sleep. Good night to the only captain how I would when to survive under in Starfleet. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm probably not that good a captain though. had this discussion earlier today, Samuel and myself. But thank you. Good night. Area 51, Trekyards, and it's more upbeat than all the moody treks we've had lately. Exactly. Hazraz, I look forward to the show. Matt Deckard, will the ship have an amusement park inside the turbolift tubes like with Discovery? I will bet no, because they actually understand canon. Rise B. Davies, what's your read on Beckett as a character? I kind of like her. She seems like a mess up and a goof, but also that she believes in Starfleet. Go out there, explore, make friends, have fun doing it. I think they all have that mindset because they're in Starfleet and they're young. So yeah, I don't want to say anything about their characters quite yet, but I think yeah, you're probably right about that. Katie Kerr, I want to see Worf and Duras looking Klingons again. Well, they're back. If you've seen the pictures of the Klingons in this show, it looks like they might have smooth-headed Klingons too, because in the background of one of the photos, I saw this on Twitter, somebody like, those smooth-headed Klingons? And it could be. We did see the ridge ones. That was another one of the pictures that was on the board there. They showed some of the other stuff. But yeah, they're back. Fleetpaw Swift back. Worcestershire sauce. Sure. Mark Phillip, he really is a good captain. Bridge crew. Me? Donnie Pearson, hello, Mr. Captain 93. When I have first thought of the Z pronunciation, I always thought of Lord Zed from the Power Rangers. Is it a Z or is it a Z? Chris Tenario, what if we see the Bruce Maddox android rebellion on lower decks? Well, that doesn't happen yet. It's not set in the time of Picard. It's set right after Nemesis, so it's quite a few years before the events of Picard. Reese. P.S. is pronounced Reese. Reese B. Davies. Sorry. My bad. I apologize. Reese B. Davies, and thanks for answering my questions. No problem. No problem. Ryan K. Straight turbo shafts isn't just about canon. It's fracking common sense. Couldn't have said it better myself. Yes, I don't know if you guys have seen the panel yet from Virtual Stay-at-Home San Diego Comic-Con. Stupidest shit ever. Anyway, but yeah, it's about an hour and 14 minutes. Like I said, it starts out with a table read of the first few scenes of Discovery season finale for season 2, which is okay. And then you get the lower decks. You get the little segment that we're talking about specifically here. Then you get to talk to the lower decks crew, and or at least the actors, which is cool. I didn't know that Jerry O'Connell, whatever the hell his name is, that plays the first officer in Lower Decks, is married to Rebecca Romaine. So it's a first officer married to a first officer. Pike's first officer is married to the first officer from Lower Decks. So I didn't know that. I found that out. And then anyways, after that segment, then they go and talk to the Picard actors about season 2 of Picard. So Reese B. Davies, could the Cerritos have 2 shuttle bay ports at 4 and 8 o'clock on the saucer? There are holes, doors in the brackets that extend back from the pylons and wrap around. Yes, very likely those are the ones. They just seem a little bit small, but that's probably exactly what those are. Area 51, Trekyards. Someone should take the footage of the Discovery turbolift ride and overlay it. It's a small world after all. That would be funny. Mark says, speaking of Zed and Z, I like the scene in Stargate where McKay is talking about the ZPM and says Zed, and O'Neill is like, what? I haven't seen that yet, but I was looking forward to that. Melissa Jellicoe, watch pieces of it, wasn't really interesting. It was if you skip by all the Discovery stuff because the table read's kind of awful. Honestly, Anson Mount really does not want to be there. He's kind of phoning it in, um, but yeah, once you get to like the lower deck stuff and then the Picard stuff is actually pretty good. So, let's see, Mr. Captain 93. I'm hoping for a few TNG or DS9 or Voyager guest voices on lower decks, as am I. Kate MacArthur, I'm still pretty hopeful in the show, as am I. Matt Deckard, number one is married to the fat kid from Stand By Me. Trying to picture who that is. Is that Jerry O'Connell? Regardless. Fleet Paw Swiftback, $2. Is Shaz a Bajoran? Looks like one. Shaz. I'm trying to remember who Shaz is. I don't know. Probably. The head of security, the security officer, is a Bajoran, but he's a big dude. Chris says, I want to see on the Zindi species on lower decks. That would be kind of neat. Anthony, have you seen Andrew Robinson and Andrew Siddig fan fiction reading? Listened to it and immediately heard their characters again. The rapport between them went nowhere. I haven't heard those, but that'd be cool. Colin Barrett, looks like I will have to go back and watch the table read again. I turned it off after 10 minutes. Yeah, I fast forwarded probably watched about 15 minutes of it, then fast forwarded to like the 50 or the 46-minute mark or something, and that's where the lower deck stuff starts. So yeah, I kind of skipped all that too. The captain's chair. I welcome any Star Trek, good or bad, to watch. I'm a basketball season ticket holder and can't quite get into a fanless scrimmages on TV. Yeah, it's gotta suck. It's like watching wrestling. If I'm not a huge wrestling fan anymore, I used to be, but you see the wrestling since the COVID and there's no audience. It's like that's creepy and weird, and don't do that. Hooker Unleashed Films, Matt Deckard, that fat kid is number 2 on lower decks. Oh, there you go. Matt Deckard, I think we could get more people watching if you played with your Starship models. Mr. Captain 93, Captain Foley, please tell Fleetball the joys of ketchup chips. Ketchup chips are amazing. So are all dressed chips. Fleetpaw, next time we're doing a live where Jill is there, ask her, because she ordered some ketchup chips from Canada and she got them and she loves them. She ordered a ton more. I can play with this ship. I got one of my Playmates Enterprises up here. I got a few of these. None of the lights work on this for some reason. What the F? This isn't my good one anyway. I got the battle damage one and another one like this downstairs that work fine. But there, I'm playing with my starships. Can we get more people? We got 83 people watching with 95. Oh, can we get to 100 likes? Can we do 5 more likes? Come on, guys. 5 more likes. Matt Decker, did you check out the new Lost in Space series? Thoughts? I haven't seen it yet. No, I have no thoughts. Yes, Shaz is the security guard. Yes, then he is a Bajoran. He absolutely is a Bajoran. They talk about that. Area 51. Anyone have a link where I can see the lower decks footage? It's on YouTube. Just type in SDCC, San Diego Comic-Con, Star Trek Universe panel, and you should find it. Michael Friedis, sorry, not a fan of ketchup chips. No one asked you, man. I love them. I think ketchup chips are great. The only problem is they stain your fingers red. But small price to pay. We got 104 likes. That's awesome. Matt Deckard says, one of my favorites. I loved my model, but that Playmates one is tough. Yeah, those are made really well. Even the TOS one, and they're not flimsy at all as far as that goes. Speaking of, I've got the new Hallmark tree topper from Hallmark of the USS Enterprise, the TOS one. I'm going to do a review of that soon because it's pretty cool. It's over there right now. I guess I could show you guys if you guys want to see. There it is. Sneak preview, that's right. So yeah, I'll be doing a review of that at some point. Hopefully filming that this week. Today's review for Eaglemoss is my Enterprise J XL. So everybody had this ship apparently. That's cool. Let's see here. Sliders introduced me to Jerry O'Connell. Same here. Sliders was the Jerry O'Connell intro for sure. Reeves B. Davies, I'd like to see a Kelpian or one of Jayla's species or a member of Keesner's species as background crew members, just as a way of acknowledging they're all part of a big Trek multiversal family. Keesner, oh my god. It's about 46 minutes in, says List of Jericho. Yes, around there. Redneck Checker, do you have the All Good Things Enterprise? The 3 nacelled one? No, I don't. That's one I don't have. Either the Diamond Select one or the Playmates one I don't have. I've got the little Johnny Lightning one downstairs. It's a little tiny one. And I also have... I want to say I have the Eaglemoss one, but I don't think I do, actually. And Matt Deckard, not just a tree chopper, but a desk mate. Yeah, and it plugs in. You can have it on all year round. The base changes color and lights up in various ways. It's got sound effects. Comes with a little remote control, like a little Delta ornament. It's pretty cool. But there'll be a review of that soon, so... Fleet Pass Swiftback, $5. I say I'd pay, so I'm paying. Do you think 10 half-hour episodes is enough for the show? 10 half-hour episodes? It might be a little light. I don't know why they're so obsessed with 10 episodes for things these days. But I think it's a little light, to be fair. We got My Secret Identity, yeah. Sliders. Reesby Davies, random question. What's your favorite non-TV movie Star Trek ship? And by obscure, I mean ones like the NX refit or the Star Trek Odyssey class. Random, what is your favorite non-TV movie Star Trek ship? What do you mean? What do you mean non-movie? Okay, so I'd probably say in that case, if you want like just STO stuff, the Chimera. Oh my God, the Chimera class from Star Trek Online is pretty cool. There's a bunch of good Star Trek Online designs. I don't know if that's what you meant, but. Hookers Unleashed Films. Matt Deckard, true, but I love getting a taste of New World at the beginning of each episode. Sliders. That's the one where I knew Jerry O'Connell from. No, not Sliders. My Secret Identity. You'll never guess my secret identity. Canadian show. That's where I first got introduced to him. And then he did Sliders, yeah. So... Side cannon ships. Okay, well, side cannon. in that case, I'd go with the Federation class from Franz Joseph Technical Manual, the Dreadnought. Love that one. The Ptolemy class, also very cool. There's too many. There's a lot of good ships that are side cannon ships. Area 51, Trekyards. Okay, I just saw the footage. I love it, but I'm a simple man. Prime 1351 loves Starbase and the new ships, and I laughed out loud at the scene. This is going to be fun. I love that people have that attitude. I love that there's not always only just haters out there. Redneck Checker. My brother-in-law introduced me to Star Trek in the early 80s. A few years later, I rented Star Trek 4 on VHS and saw the first trailer for TNG. Was so excited. Good times. Colin says, I really like the Phase 2 version of the original Enterprise, halfway between TOS and the TMP versions. Yeah, I'm not the hugest fan of that design myself, but yeah, I actually have the Eaglemoss one over there on the thing, so. SC Scout Guy, I like the Proxima class battleship from Star Trek Legacy. That's a cool ship too, yes. You should see the Mars class as well. The Mars class is a cool one as well. Mr. Captain 93, did you know that the Star Trek cruise was canceled until 2022? I guess it's safe to assume more Trek events will be delayed. Yeah, better safe than sorry though, right? Matt Deckard, I wonder if there is a way to reboot the FASA tabletop game and the old ships. I'm sure there is. Speaking of, I just noticed today on Indiegogo, there is a Indiegogo campaign for Star Trek Bridge Crew 2 video game. So if you're a fan of Star Trek Bridge Crew, go check out Indiegogo and type in Star Trek Bridge Crew 2. You'll find it. I don't know how confident I feel in the particular campaign. The videos are a little bit but that'd be great to have that in a game like that. But the goal they want is ridiculous. They want like $670,000, and they got like $2,000 right now. It's like, whoa. But check it out. At least take a look and see what you guys think if you're interested in that kind of thing. Area 51, yes, the Starbase is sharply done, a bit slimmer but awesome. Yeah, I like the new shapes though. It still looks like it's supposed to, but it's updated. The Darth Eddy, I'd love to see a member of one of the Xindi species in the crew. Daniels in Enterprise did say that the 26th century there were Xindi members of the Federation. He did indeed. But this takes place just around Nemesis time, so keep that in mind. Good old gamer. I don't mind 10 episodes per season, but season-long arcs are annoying. Some standalone episodes would be nice. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all that Lower Decks is going to be. But yes, I totally agree. Episodic is the way to go with Star Trek. Colin Barrett, my introduction to Star Trek, The Wrath of Khan, Baptism of Fire, or what? LOL. Mr. Captain A3, I love that phaser test scene in Lower Decks trailer. You almost shot me. It's on stun. Whoa, it's on stun. Yeah. Matt Deckard, I've got to buy the goggles and headgear. I want to play Bridge Crew properly. Yes, you need to play it in VR, man. I tried it before I had VR, and it was just not cool. I mean, it looked pretty, I guess, but you could very limited way you could look. Once you get VR, it's a totally new thing. It's fun. Mr. Captain 93, what a lister would you like? What would you like to see in a Trek show or movie, like Tom Cruise or Brad Pitt, maybe Angelina? What actor? Oh. You broke my brain. I can't think right now of anybody. Reese B. Davies, if this is set between Nemesis and the Hobus supernova, it would be amazing to see a Luna class making a screen debut. Yeah, I don't know if they'll ever put that in anything though, but I wish they would. Anti-Hacker Bridge Crew, have you seen the videos of the guy that does the robot voice playing? Yes, I have. I used to watch those before I started playing the game. Redneck Trekker, for 670,000 bucks, I would want to be able to walk around the whole ship. You goddamn right. Tom Hanks said he would love to be in a Star Trek movie. Probably can't afford him. Anti-Trekker is on now, trying to steal your viewers. Well, that sounds like a good time to wrap it up. It's been over an hour. My throat, I'm parched. I didn't bring up any water. We've kind of talked about this to death, so by all means, go watch Anti-Trekker. Say hi to him. Go say hi, Anti-Trekker from Captain Foley. It's been great talking to you guys. I wonder if I'm on Anti-Trekker's stream right now. He tends to like show my footage on his stream, so... Anyway, guys, if you haven't hit like yet, hit like before you leave. And thank you to everybody that watched, everybody that chatted with me, and everybody that sent super chats. You guys are all fantastic. I love you all. And remember, it's red alert. Red alert. Live on and prosper, guys. Go watch Anti-Trekker and tell him that Captain Foley sent you, because you wouldn't be there otherwise. Go say that. Quote it right now. I'll probably join this chat in a second. And I'll see if you've done it. So, bye, everybody. Have a good night, guys.